Hello, beautiful souls. This is a video for those of you wondering, what is your soul and its journey all about? I'm going to explain it like kindergarten story time. So, once upon a time, you were a soul on the other side. And this is relatable if you can think about your loved ones that have crossed over and you know that they're still there. I hope you know they're still there. And let's define it as like a ceiling fan. When it's on the first setting, like not on, you can see all the blades. First setting, you can see all the blades. But when it's on its highest speed, you can't see the blades anymore. But you have to know they're still there. So, knowing that, know that you are a beautiful soul that was once on the other side. And here's the coolest thing. When you're on the other side, there's only love and above. Only the the way that I read it in the books as a kid was defining it as like your best buzz. Like if you could think of your best buzz where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Like even if you can't do it, you're doing it. You're taking it on, yeah. Because that's you on the other side looking at this opportunity like I can go to earth dimension and actually have a human experience. I'm okay. And because you're only in that love and above, you're not rational, you're not logical, you don't remember or know what all of those painful, all the contrasting emotions that being a human entails. You're forgetting that. So you're like, yeah, I want to do it. And so then it's like, okay, now you're going to sit with your spirit guide and you're going to sit with God and source and energy, and you're charting your life. You're going to write it out. Every person, place, and thing, you're going to write it out. And as you're having that human experience, you're allowed to have free will. So say you charted, I'm going to have a car accident. Okay, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be a head-on collision. It could be a fender bender or a near miss because you listened. You listened to your instinct in that moment. And that instinct is your spirit guide and your army above you that you sat at the table with before you came into human existence, and you said, okay, like they said, I'm going to watch over you. You just pay attention, listen, follow the signs. We're always with you. And you're like, yeah. And then you're born and it's like, wah, wah. Why do you think a baby cries? But they're, we're so connected still, even as babies and up until like 5-6 years old, and some hang on to it a little further. I've never let go of my inner compass and divine connection I felt to source, and knowing that there's another side, and I've continued to have signs. It's amazing. So here is what happens. So then you're born, and it's like you forget everything as you're raised, and it's like the only journey is truly to try and come back to that all-knowing. And oh yeah, I charted it. And there's those funny little things like when people say they had a deja vu. It's because you charted it. That's why it's so familiar. You're like, oh my gosh, I've been here, done that. Yeah, because you said you were going to. And everyone that you cross paths with, I've always held this so near and dear to my heart, knowing that every encounter with any soul, there's souls also on this epic journey charting something. And most likely, if we're crossing paths for whatever reason, it's divine. There's that saying, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I really truly believe that even a stranger at a bus stop, I've had that encounter. It's a divine, like they said something to me or I said something to them that was just absolutely beautiful. And when you start to live your life like that, knowing that it's about getting out of the mind mess that society does to us as a human, because the human part of us gets very stuck in like the third dimension, meaning like I want to see it, taste it, touch it, be able to fit. And if I can't hold it in my hands, then I'm not going to believe it. Well, really, when you get to like the fifth dimension way of thinking, and you know that everything is source energy, and that you're a soul having a human experience, that you're actually here to have a whole lot of fun and to do crazy, awesome, amazing things, anything you can dream of. You're allowed to, and you most likely charted it. And that's why if something's coming up for you, you're destined. You have a fingerprint also, please remember, a divine fingerprint that you're born with. And so there's such a unique gift within you that needs to be shared with the world, because there's also a bigger picture than just your chart. We are here as a collective, changing and shifting the universe on a frequency dimensional level, like it's galactic. So, I don't know what word to use. That's the thing with English language. If you're following me, please do if this resonates, because this is all coming from my heart and soul and from divine, I'm sure, intuitive guided direction to share all this wisdom that I read so many books growing up about this. And my father had an out of body experience when he was supposed to die on the operating table. Apparently did die, came back to life, talked about how he saw his body rise off the table, and the doctors and nurses and everything they were trying to do, and he heard it all, and he could have went to the white light and all his loved ones, and you have to make a decision, and he made the decision to come back. And then he talked about it for a half a minute. And then because society was like, well, you are crazy, he was like, no, not talking about it. So don't for a second think that this hasn't always been our destiny to come back to what we always knew. We always knew. And it's only society that started telling us not to share it, right? And we know better now. This is the awakening. This is the new world where we're all going to rise back into that all-knowing part of us that's so. Imagine the magic. Imagine. It's endless what we could do if we all collectively unite to this inner power. And the power is truly love and above. Being grateful, letting go of feeling like you have to do anything, because it's so much more than that. You're allowed to recognize, like, okay, everything's been an illusion. It's okay to realize I've been completely deceived. I've been misled. I have been a human. I've been a human. And now I want to rise. I want to rise from that into the new perception and awareness and uh, understanding that we are here for so much more, and that every moment can be really magical when we tap in and tune in and we pay attention to everything that is within and around us, and we take back the control of our mind, body, soul, and spirit. That's huge, okay? Because again, right away, really conditioned, especially in westernized society, very much quickly conditioned to let go of all of that and just work hard, sleep when you're dead. And no, it's so much more than that. And we let go of that so early. So coming back to that, being that the journey, learning to come back to just being your authentic self and recognizing that, hey, wait a minute, I want to be back in control of my mind. So I'm going to seek the wisdom, and I'm going to try the traditions and the cultures and the practices and experience and open my mind and be curious and feel all these different, you're going to experience different frequencies that you didn't know existed when you're just in the robotic hamster wheel, mundane, habitual, routined survival mode. Now you're going to thrive and shine and be creative and excited and connected and growing and feeling so alive, because you're choosing to realize that your soul has always wanted this. You were just told not to. Whoops, it's okay. We could always unlearn, and that's what we'll do. And so then once you unlearn and you let go and you tap in to that soul journey, which, trust me, if you dig deep, you're going to start to remember, oh yeah, as a kid, I love doing this. As a kid, I always was taking the time to, you couldn't stop me from those things. Those things are your gift, right? Because again, it don't matter if you sow and someone else sows, you're going to sow differently. You're going to come up with different ways to sow, and it's okay, because that's the fingerprint part. It's never, even if people try to copy the other, I mean, with a digital world different, but you know what I'm saying? If it's authentically you. It's you. And so just don't hold back from tapping back into that, because it's truly waking up every day knowing that your soul is on a journey, having a human experience, and you're borrowing this vessel. So the body, mind, soul, and spirit, pay attention to your body. We have been taught again to neglect it, disregard, just consume, stay distracted. And all of those things are not being honored or respected in any way. And so it gets really difficult to stay in the higher vibration, because we are surviving again, not thriving. So it's just starting to learn. Well, we've been born to come back to learning that the minute that we can get conscious about all of these little things, because there really are little things like, okay, I'm just not going to overconsume that anymore. I'm going to take more time to be spiritual in some way and try different things. And I'm going to meditate. I'll do some yoga. I'll do some whatever. I'm going to light a candle with intention. I'm going to write in my journal. I'm going to, you're doing the mind and your spirit and soul stuff, like digging deep to like, what do I really love? And like, instead of scrolling on Netflix and watching that for how long, how about spending a couple hours really digging deep onto who you are and what you want and where you're going in life, and getting excited about that, and starting to question, like, why am I doing anything? Did I really want this, or was it scripted for me? And that's when because anyone who's not doing this, if you're just like, I don't even have the ability and energy to do that, I just got to keep doing what I'm doing because it works. Well, then everything about your soul, body, mind, soul, and spirit going to scream at you. And I really believe that that's where society thrives, on being able to like, well, here's a diagnosis, or you have this illness. It always starts with all these ripple effects, right? And then well, we're going to give you some signs and symptoms to watch for, and then you create it because that's the placebo effect. And all it's going to take is just some simple inner changes, and tapping back in, because your soul, remember, in that soul army above you, you charted this, is always going to be screaming at you, come on, you got a path, you got a path. Don't give up. And here's the thing too, if you watch Matt Fraser is incredible. What a profound psychic medium. And he's sharing, I'm sharing this now because I'm like, I think everyone's ready, because when he talks about the spirits and loved ones from the other side sharing their stories, I'm like, this is everything I've always known and read and connected with and had experiences with. And it's incredible now to be able to know and share with everyone. It's time for us to connect back to that all-knowing part within us. Ask the questions, dig deep, because really, here's the profound part too. We all cross over and get to go back to the other side. Okay, like, you have to be really dark to not. It's yeah, there's no real rules here, like around, like, if you do this little thing, it's a sin and you're not making it to heaven. That's not true. We're all crossing over. The judgment is with our soul. The minute, again, remember, you're back on the other side in pure love and light, and then you're looking at your life and you're looking at all the things you did wrong in that love and light moment, going, ow, shit, I wasn't supposed to do that. And you can see so clearly in that beautiful frequency all of the things, the reasons, it's all just so clear. You're seeing your chart all over again and going, ow, I missed the mark. Or I did great. Right on. I followed my heart and I followed my instincts, and I was so glad, and that was so great. But it's all so clear. Like, that's the judgment, and we're there with God in that ultimate source, love and light. So yeah, it's gonna be real hard to look at your life if you didn't follow your divine fingerprint and reason for being here. And we're always being guided. It's those repeat ideas that keep coming to you, even if it's so left field. Don't hang on. Logical and rational thoughts, very, very third dimensional human part of us, and that ego wanting to like identify and attach to everything. And no, you die tomorrow, nothing matters. Like this, concept of like staying so stuck in something for the security. You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So why not live in the I don't know realm of things, because that places you in a position where you have to now listen to your inner compass. You have to listen to your intuition, to that guidance, to your Jiminy Cricket, to your angels, to your army above you, because you open the door. You open the door, right? So if you're feeling in any way that this resonates, please don't hesitate to subscribe and leave a comment or a question if you've got one, because this is an incredible journey. We're really on an incredible journey, and you're getting signs all of the time on what is destined for you. You know it. If you just turn everything off, take the time, stay in silence, listen to your heart, do lots of journaling. I believe in that. Like the minute that your hand hits the paper, it doesn't have to make sense. Just let it out, and you're going to start to see things come up. Ask yourself questions and let it write out. And you will get these incredible messages. And just the key is to listen. Just do it. Just do it. Because it really is so much more to life than meets the eye. You're a soul having a human experience, and it's allowed to be fun. The cool part is that if you remember, if you can get back in touch with heaven, the highest frequency, the love and above, you can bring it here. And that is the big picture. If everyone brings that love and above and we tap back in and then we change the collective frequency, there's a new world, there's love on earth, there's peace and love and one love, and we're back to heaven on earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Someone said, but it doesn't matter. So many ways to say it, like source, unity, community, connection, one love. That's all there is. We're here to bring that frequency back and unite us all, because it's going to be such a much better place to live. And we're here to have as much fun as possible while we can. I hope something resonates and it helped you understand that there's so much more than your scripted life that you feel so stuck in. Break free from that. Break free. Much love and light as we're all rising and shining, because thus is the journey. And it's all about the journey, not the destination. Don't hang on to that end mark. Know that it's all, you're not even going to figure it out till you get to the other side and be like, oh yeah, when you're reviewing, right? So have fun. Follow your heart. It's a journey. Much love and light.